Ladies and gents, here is our first build for Season of Dawn. Now, I've had a lot of people talk about Crucible here lately. A lot of people are upset with the state of Crucible, which I will say we'll probably get into. Probably going to make a video on that, because things are more chaotic this season than I think I've ever witnessed, which is why you see the build here in front of you. This is like my way of answering the mayhem that happens on a match-by-match basis. Again, if you've got some frustrations, if you're feeling like Crucible right now is in a terrible state, discussion video on that one will be out probably within the next day. Now, with that being said, let's talk about today's video. We are taking the new grenade launcher, Marty, combining it with the exotic Titan Gauntlets, Ashen Wake, and merging it with Bottom Tree Sunbreaker. So boys, I present to you Firebender. Huh? This is why I said I had to answer the mayhem in Crucible currently with this build right here, because there's so many things that people are using right now that has no counter. This build is essentially my response to that. Now, before we get into today's build, we have a big sponsor. That's right, Raid Shadow Legends. Now, I've actually been playing this mobile RPG game now for quite some time. We did a video on it earlier this summer, and I immediately dived into it because it's just got that old school turn-based RPG mechanics that I know many of us grew up around. Now, currently, Raid is actually considered one of the top 3 ranked RPGs in the Google Play Store, and has actually been nominated as a finalist for Google Play's Best of 2019 User's Choice Award. I do know that it's crazy popular because I've been constantly getting sponsorship offers on this game, and here recently, after checking it, it's got upwards of like 15 million downloads. Unfortunately, my clan is looking pretty poor. You think some of you that might play this game might join my clan? Now, there's a number of different activities that ranges from solo play all the way up to clan-based activities, as well as over 400 champions that you can collect and customize. And currently right now, since the game is so popular, they're doing like 16 new champions per month. Now, I don't have like the dopest of champions, but I do have one that's just like a basic shaman. Yeah, I'm out here getting nasty. Now, what's changed from this summer to now is that earning champions is a lot easier. Even if you just do like the basic progression reward system, you'll have access to a ton of new champions, equipment, as well as a lot of other stuff. But completing those missions will actually earn you the Arbiter champion. This is actually one of the best ways to obtain a legend ranked champion, and a very good one at that. Now, when we talk about mobile games especially, the question always comes up about longevity. Here recently though, Raid Shadow Legends actually posted a roadmap for the next 6 months for their game. They're actually going to be adding a new faction, a tag team arena feature, and even a new clan boss that you and your clans can tackle. I have one active guy in my clan. One. Despite all the people you may see here, one talks to me every now and then. He doesn't play with me. So if you guys ever want to join this game, down below is a link. Check it out. You get like 50,000 silver for just joining, as well as a free epic champion as part of the new player program. My thing is if you join, look up the clan Bayou Boys, all right? We may be lean, but we're mean, and I need some help tackling these clan bosses because they are hell. With that being said though, big shout out to Raid Shadow Legends for sponsoring today's video. Now back to Firebender. So as you see here in this gameplay, and again, as this gameplay progresses, I got a lot better at this. Initially, when I started doing it, I don't know, like I had it in my head in terms of like the flow chart way of doing things. Of course, you want to shoot the grenade launcher first and then throw your grenade. Now, the reason why we want to do that is, number one, my role here is the god role to have on Martyr's Retribution. It comes with auto-loading holster, which is perfect for this build, and of course, Demolitionist. Now, Demolitionist does give you back your grenade energy on kills with this weapon, but simultaneously, another beautiful thing here is the ability to reload your weapon from reserves by just simply activating your grenade. Now again guys, intrinsically this is the wave frame grenade launcher, which is why you see this wave of fire happening here. And I had a lot of complaints the other day when we reviewed Marty. A lot of people were saying it's too inconsistent. They can't get kills with it. Guys, you gotta treat it like a thermite grenade. And I know not all of you have played Titan class, but the thermite grenade is not good on the front end, it's great on the tail end. And this grenade launcher has a lot of reach. Not only does it have a lot of reach, simultaneously, it can traverse different planes. I've got a gent right here that's sitting beneath the stairs right here, and he was still hit with Marty's wave of fire here. Now, the only reason why I was able to do that was because it's the tail end of that thermite wave. Now, another beautiful thing about Marty is it also has simultaneously some level of tracking. It won't bend around corners, but it will snag out and just kind of scratch them. Just enough, especially if they're already one shot, it can actually get you the kill. So Marty is not necessarily a guaranteed kill every single shot. That's not the way it's being treated here. It's being treated simply as a lead up. Now this opens up a lot of different avenues. I can just swap to my sidearm, which by the way, this is such a deadly sidearm here. This is my breach light with 85 range. Pretty sure that's the max range you can have here, and such a deadly force to be reckoned with. We'll be reviewing it individually shortly, but I can either swap to my sidearm for the quick and easy cleanup, or I could take advantage of Ashen Wake and Bottom Tree Sunbreaker. Now Ashen Wake comes with the perk Bring the Heat. Fusion grenades now explode on impact and gain increased throw speed. Now I have fastball I'm on. Intrinsically it already comes with fastball. I don't necessarily think fastball stacks with that. Somebody in the comments let me know if that's been tested. For me, it seemed to move about the same speed. Regardless though, your fusion grenades does 150 damage immediately. There's no delay, and it has a hell of an AoE effect. I can throw it at my enemies directly. I can throw it at the ground if they're standing next to me. I can use it as cleanup, or I can use it as a lead up. Ashen Wake offers a lot here, but in this situation, I'm primarily depending on Ashen Wake to be the cleanup. That way I can spawn sunspots. So you go in, you roll out Marty. It does the initial wave damage, which by the way, can hit multiple enemies. You then throw an AoE grenade at them that will instantly go off, dealing 150 damage, right after doing 130 damage with Marty. Now you may not kill all the enemies, but if you kill just one, you'll most likely spawn a sunspot, which if any enemy is standing even near it, it does 50 damage per tick. 9 times out of 10, they're dead. And of course guys, if you pass through a sunspot, you gain the Sun Warrior perk for that increase in damage. And it also gives you your abilities back much faster. Now the change made in this sandbox was if you have the Sun Warrior perk and you continue to chain kills, you will continually keep spawning sunspots over and over again, thus resulting in you just running around with a 25% buff at all times. Now Phoenix Cradle would seem like the better option here, as it extends that Sun Warrior perk. For us though, and for our playstyle, Ashen Wake was just too nasty. This is almost like a wombo combo in a way. A lot of times whenever you shoot Marty, most enemies quit shooting you because they're trying to get out of the way of that thermite flame. They see it coming toward them and they try to evade it. And if you immediately follow up with the fusion grenade from Ashen Wake, well that just auto loads our demolitionist Marty, and we can follow up with another shot from Marty. While all this is happening, we have a very overpowered breach light out at all times. We've got that quick swap because of quick access sling, and with the recent changes to sidearms and target acquisition, sidearms have got some stupid reach. So overall guys, this is an excellent build. It's chaotic. It brings a level of mayhem to Crucible especially. But sometimes you have to do that, especially in the current state of the sandbox. Now, another thing that we were using here that was actually going really well, we were actually rocking 2 enhanced ashes to assets. Now, from what I'm told, that multiplier is not like 2 times. What is it, 1.5? Isn't that the way it's supposed to work? Regardless though, it was giving us our super back pretty quickly, and considering we're rocking 100 discipline here, our cooldown is extremely fast. I think the only thing I would have changed is if I would have loaded out Enhanced Impact Induction on my gauntlets, as that allows for my damage with my melees to greatly reduce my grenade cooldown. Already got 100 discipline, pretty much was never waiting on a grenade, especially if you stand in your sunspot for just a second, but that would have been a nice cherry on top to kind of just tie this build all together. Now, as nasty as this build was in PvP, and yes, it was disgusting, inside of PvE, we actually made some minor changes, but they paid dividends for us. We rolled out with thermite grenades, and this is also what we mean. Yes, that's right, boys and girls. We use Khepri's Horn. Khepri's Horn, no, it's not meta, but it's not bad, especially if you're synergizing pretty much everything that we're synergizing here. You essentially open up with a grenade launcher shot, throw your thermite grenade, open up again with another shot from your grenade launcher, and if your enemy is still not dead, you pop your barricade. And if you're lucky, if Khepri's Horn actually touches the enemy, normally that's it for him. You'll clean him up. And again, solar damage kills actually recharges your barricade. So yeah, there's some synergy here. It's feeding back into it. Are there better exotics for this? Probably. But considering that we never use Khepri's Horn ever, I found it only fitting that we tried it here. And there's something satisfying, right? Like when you pop your barricade and you actually get a kill with that solar blast. And there's probably a Titan out there right now who mains Khepri's Horn every single day. So we're doing it for you, man. All right, that's the reason why we're using Khepri's right now. We're doing it for the little guy, for the guy that believes. All around, fellas, this is a very good synergizing build. It's got lethality in both PvE and in PvP. It's a hard thing to counter, especially once you begin to perfect it. Once you get even better at this, it's almost impossible to counter. And considering that the Sandbox in general is kind of moving more and more in that direction, where things are getting harder and harder to counter, Firebender here was one of the best ways I've found to retaliate. Fellas and ladies, thank you all for coming and watching, and as always,
slap that like button like your mama told you right.